All right. All right. 1 minute here. I know I took more minutes. I'm a 1 minute. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. I will say this is a lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm going to talk about today about the sin and the evil that shall appear before the throne. The sin and the evil that shall and will appear before the throne. Uh, what I'm seeing, and when I say what I'm seeing, you guys, it's not just what I'm seeing just in the natural, but I could see it in the spirit, how the Father is so, how would I say it, quiet and humble in what's actually taking place today. Why? Because he knows the beginning of it and the end. He has the beginning and he has the end. So this is why he can be humbled, because there are things that's actually taking place that I, as a prophetess in the wilderness, is beholding and get very confused with why is it no one's speaking about it, no one turning away from it. Why is people seeing wrong right and right wrong? Why is people how would I say it, acting as if it's the norm? That which is wicked and evil, sin, is the norm today. And it's like so many things is going on, and nobody sees no wrong, no evil in nothing that's actually taking place. And I'm like saying, but Father, is this stuff not taking place, or is it something wrong with me? See, it can be something wrong with me in the natural, which is in my flesh. But when it come down to the spirit seeing what the flesh sees, let me tell you something. We don't want to call with someone that just can't be seen here on the earth. I am one accord. I am on one accord with him. He has allowed not only my spirit, but my flesh to behold the things that's actually taking place. And many people really believe that, it's not important to be uh, seeing wrong and calling it wrong. It's not important to think that these things are going on, or to see them, or to feel them, or to speak about them. What's the difference? I mean, what's, you see? Because when people don't speak of these things and bring these things out, then it's like it's no light on the earth. You see, not even a pin needle. It makes me wonder, well, wait a minute now, Father. Y'all, come on now, because some light got to be here. You see what I'm saying? Meaning that if we all are constantly seeing these things and we don't see or are moved, this what gets me. You can tell people are not even moved about what they are seeing. It doesn't move them. They don't care how wrong, evil, wicked, demonic. They don't care if Satan is standing in their front door dancing. They don't care. Because the mind, somewhere the mindset but it goes back to what he said in Deuteronomy 28. That Deuteronomy end game pulls up 7 times until they destroy. Maybe, but then the world itself, I hear them whining a little bit. But I guess because I was sent to be in the midst and amongst Judah, I more so want Judith to stand up and see this and see this and see actually what's taking place. Let's take, for instance, they had a celebration for Juneteenth, Teen June, Juneteenth Day. They put on the calendar a day that a people can celebrate. Now, they would go celebrate whatever day they put on there. But it's a problem I noticed, not just today, this has been going on for years, that when we as a people, now watch this, get together, we must understand that there's always a lot of destruction, shooting, fighting. You know, it's always chaos. I know we want to live in this world that says, oh, no, that's not happening. Oh, they doing it too. You're not saying it about theirs. Who gives a rat's behind about what they're doing? And this is why the nation, not the nation, the tribe of Judah cannot have anything on its left or its right, in front of them or in back of them, that's giving Judah the support. Because they think that if they can justify and clarify and identify that somebody else did it, or they did it, or they did it too, and that's one thing I noticed. That I've been on here 6 years, and I noticed nobody owned up to the ugliness of Judah. Nobody. It's like taking wrong and making it right, and right wrong. They don't see nothing. They don't see anything to the point. Let me show you how deep it is. To the point they don't believe even in Deuteronomy 28. They really don't. Because to believe in Deuteronomy 28, it'll let you know right there how the end game gonna pan out for Deuteronomy 28. The mindset of Judah. It already told you. Ezekiel pull up and have something to say about this day. Isaiah pulled up and said something about this day. Jeremiah pulled up and said something about this day. Why is all of these individuals that was in time past have something to say about that day, in that day? But yet those that are in this day don't see nothing wrong with this day. That's deep to me. So all their prophecies were really vain and vexed in the mindset of Judah. Because many things have been said to kind of, in a sense, make sure that truth is out regarding Israel and Judah. But the only truth we want is that he's come to get us, to take us to the promised land, as if we are entitled. But I'm going to tell you how the kingdom says that it's set up. A lot of us are making wrong right and right wrong. A lot of us is right today in a lot of sin and evil. Whole lot. Whole lot. And I'm going to let you know you're not going to get delivered from it. You're not going to get delivered from it. You're not going to. I just want to come here on this platform to let you know it'll meet you on the other side. Or it's going to meet you up on the other side. Because you know you got that spirit in you that has the image of Yah. Everyone who come into the earth has the breath of life, or had the breath of life. They have that image, which is just the spirit that was blown into them. You see that same spirit? That same spirit is what's going to take all your evil, your secrets, your wickedness, your abomination, and all the little things you think everybody and nobody can see and knows. It's such a heavy role play in the world today. Everybody is faking it until they think they're going to make it. And a lot of them think they're going to make it too, and they're faking it. So what I see is your spirit, when it sleeps and wake up for judgment, guess what it's going to do? It's going to bring all the sin and wickedness of your flesh to the altar, to the throne of the Most High Yah. It's going to bring it there to represent itself in your flesh. Where your flesh going to be? Right there in the grave. But your spirit is the one that's going to take all of your evil and your sin, your hidden secrets, your mysteries, everything that you've done, that you said, right to the altar to be judged. And where the flesh at? In the grave. Then came here and done all this here in the flesh, making you think you all that. And now your spirit has to take all the sin of your flesh to the throne to be judged. It's a good thing that he already had it written. Even those who are going to go up there and say, but I did this. Don't you all understand what that is at the throne? Lying. So that shows you lying. The father of all lies. Those who have taken on that same mindset in the spirit is going to run right back to the throne in the kingdom to be judged. It's a good thing that everything has been written, because he's not going to have to break down your sin to you. He already know who you are, but your spirit is the only thing that's going to bring all your wickedness from your flesh and what your flesh did. That's why that's the tools. You got the spirit of yourself and you got your flesh. What I see today is I'm beholding how the flesh has the total dominion over the spirit. But this is another thing that he says unto me, Deborah, this need be. Why? Because I got it written. Who's who in this book and who's in these books. The example from Yeshua was the sheep and the goats. They got to understand. Now, they don't have to understand. They got to understand that there's twos. Everything still broke down in twos. So when our spirit decides to go before the throne, not decides, when it's time for us to be measured by the Most High Yah in judgment, it's already written. But we still are going to stand before the throne. And your own spirit is going to take all your sin and evil, your secrets and everything you've done. Not that the Father don't know what you've done already. Your spirit is going to try to fight to not go to the place in where it's assigned. Why your spirit? Because your spirit allowed your flesh to have dominion over you, to do everything against what is righteous. A lot of people don't understand. You ain't coming up to the kingdom with that fleshly heart and that fleshly mind. But that spirit that's in you has a heart and a mind that has allowed the flesh to have dominion over it. And that's how you end up doing the things of your flesh. And that's why your flesh is your worst enemy. He comes to make sure your spirit man go to the lake of fire. I noticed YouTube cut out one of my videos, the one I uploaded yesterday, as not fit, which is still fine with Sister Deborah, because it's time for Deborah to go. It's not going to be like, this is going to be my thing I'm going to do a year from now or even 9 months from now. I'm not going to be caught up in the fire when the fire I know have been kindled. And if Yah has already placed a judgment on Israel and Judah, and the fire is already started, and the wrath of who he is, this is what we all see. A lot of this stuff we're thinking we see, and that's why we're so numb to it. Because it's like, he ain't doing nothing to us. Ain't nothing happening. Ain't no judgment. His judgment ain't on us. His fire ain't kindled. He ain't got no wrath on us. But we see all this stuff going on, and we calling it righteous. Oh, it's nothing. Oh, they doing it. but they do not see the judgment of the Most High Yah on Israel and Judah. So that leads me to understand that it ain't going to be just, come on, y'all, get out. It's something Israel and Judah going to have to see. And I think that's only fair, is that we taste that judgment. We feel that judgment applied to us and our families, so we can see that we are not escaping nothing. We are not getting away with anything. And I come to tell you, your spirit is going to take everything your flesh did, said, and did, and was hidden, straight to the altar of the Most High Yah, his throne, to be judged. So, like I say, many people thinking they getting away, and they thinking they can go on and portray the heart and heart they have here on the earth. No, you ain't. No, you don't. No, you won't. Yah doesn't deal with the heart and heart. The heart and heart is a part of the flesh. It only understands the things of the flesh, and it's hardened toward the things which is righteous, just, and upright. So I say unto you, it is so important to people to think that I'm right where I need to be. I'm good to go. Let him come on. I'm ready. I say unto you, you need to search yourself. Because what I can discern and feel, the gate as I have been told it was, it to me, it feels even narrower than the way it said in the instructions and direction book. It feels very narrow. So therefore, like I was telling you about the gathering for Juneteenth, what is it, Juneteenth? I don't know who came up with that ugly name, Juneteenth Day, or on June the 19th or whatever, Juneteenth. Whoever came up, that just shows you how we as a people, we embrace any and everything they throw out to us. We grab it. We want it, and then get out here and act a fool. And that's what they did. Do y'all understand? I know you don't. How many people lost their life at those events? Y'all really don't, do you? You really, really don't, do you? I know you don't. That's why I said it's just so much taking place where it looks as if darkness is getting a lot of victory here on this earth around about now. So I'm looking at it as, okay, Father, you got to bring Babylon down. You got to bring the system down itself. And we ain't got there. What is this I'm seeing over here on the right side? What is all that going on? He said, Deborah, you ain't seen nothing yet, have you? I said, I must not. Because if they don't see what's going on now, but yet they waiting for them to do what they do. It's almost like a people wait to see what the Europeans are doing, so they can claim, oh, this is happening. This is happening. Oh, y'all, look, over there, they doing this. Oh, they doing this. They closed our banks. They did this. They did this. Oh, they shot this. They shot. It's just like they only respond is when the Europeans light a light and bring it to the forefront. Then that's when Judah started cutting up. Oh, I see this. They did this. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about this? But Yah said, Deborah, I done told them based on even what they call themselves reading and what they call themselves believing. They still, and this is a part that shows me that instructions and direction book, the Bible, everybody that has it and read it, none of them follow it. None of them take anything about it to heart. He said that's why when you're talking about Deuteronomy 28, you ain't heard not one go there to teach it, to preach it, and you've been on here 6 years. And you ain't going to get them to teach that and preach that. Just like he said he's going to pour out the judgment on the house. You ain't going to see them preach and teach that and break it down to their own tribe so they can understand, y'all. We better be trying to We can't change it, but we better be trying to do. No, what you doing? You're doing even worse. So that lead me to understand, oh, okay, I see what you did, Father. You poured that judgment on him already. Yeah, he told me a year and a half, not 2 years and a half. And the way he doing it, it's like he's doing it slow. And I'm like saying, for what? They ain't seeing it if you do it slow or fast, Father. No, they ain't gonna see it. They'll see it when it's on. And that's where I count my blessings from the Most High Yah. It's because it's a warning. He's always forever warning me. And in that warning, he is also preparing me for the things I cannot change, you guys. But yet, he prepared me for the things that's coming forth. So when that time comes, Sister Deborah can do whatever. She can talk about it. She don't have to talk about it. Because I, believe it or not, I've done a lot of bringing spirit and truth and the light forth on this devil platform. I think, I don't know, something like 700 videos. And I'm like sitting here saying, that's a lot of videos. But I got to keep in mind, you in a narrow gate. See, you in a narrow gate, teaching and revealing the way. Do you see him going that route? See, that's to help me. That's that comforter to show me. They didn't follow me, Deborah. I'm he that sits on the throne. They didn't follow the Messiah. Even to today, they don't even walk in his footsteps. They don't even talk about his footsteps. They don't teach it. They don't preach it. Y'all haven't noticed that, have you? They nothing. And that's why I say it is a time period in which I thought that I would never live to see. But because the Father have allowed me to live to see it, all I can do is embrace it and say, thank you, Most High Yah, for allowing me. But the main thing I appreciate is not that just he allowed me, but he revealed the things to me as it go on. So I can't stand on this platform and tell you all it's all about everybody else doing something and y'all ain't doing nothing. It's almost like only time Judith pull up is when, like I say, Europeans put something on the platforms, put something on the news or in court for something. That's the only time Judith won't open their mouth. But when speaking spirit and truth and the light and revealing to their tribe that he said he would deal with the house, and we as the house, we need to be getting something together. You know, we need to be repenting or turning and teaching this and speaking this. But see, I never thought, I had no idea that Judith wasn't going to speak of Yah. I had no idea, Yah. I had no idea that Judith wasn't going to teach and preach the footsteps of Yeshua, nor the will of the Father that's plainly seen. I had no idea that Judith wasn't going to say anything. So I see why in Deuteronomy 28 says, until they are destroyed. You see, because here I am living in this day and I'm sitting here watching their videos and I'm like, but Father, they ain't saying nothing about you. They ain't said nothing about those that came and said that this going to happen, this going to happen, this what we should, because you know what? If there were those type of conversation on these platforms, you would have many, I think. I would believe that you would have many turning and repenting. But what I'm seeing in the spirit realm, as well as the flesh, people are more geared to those who's teaching and preaching to them the world, the ways of the world. See, they want to conquer and attack the world. But what they didn't understand, Jeremiah pulled up, Ezekiel pulled up, Isaiah spoke about it. Well, wait a minute. Who is these heathens and Gentiles in which you say, and they're going to know, and they're going to exalt your name, your holy name. They're going to glorify you. Are these the same one that Judith is looking at? Yes. Because that's what Judith feel is more comfortable. If we can just say them did it to us, they did it to us, they did it to us, to where their own tribe have not taught them, even them too, themselves are going to be able to go up to the mountain, a Mount Zion, to worship. You see? While everybody else is teaching and watching everybody else. And when I heard that they came from the Europeans came from the Caucasus Mountain or something like that, I can believe that. But look what they're doing here on the earth. All the things that they're doing. One thing I'm going to tell you they will do. They're going to stick. Judith, Judith ain't going to do it. Judith ain't going to do it. Judith ain't going to do it with the righteous nor with the unrighteous. Judith is not going to stick. Judith ain't going to do it. So in that, I want to say, Judith don't have to do it. Because everything Judith is consists of today, what I'm seeing. See, one would say when you flesh and you say you have the spirit of the Most High Yah, but you ain't the judge and you ain't the this. Baby, when you know him already to be the judge of the beginning and the end, then you know that you already been judged. You just too ignorant to know it. See, that's how simple it is. It ain't something that you got to do this and do this and do this and do this, and then you're going to be judged. Because the actions in which you conduct yourself on this earth is already your action of where your eternal destiny shall rest. And I got to say that way. It's already written. So if he teaches in me that the beginning and the end is done away, already finished. This is the reason why I have this lane. It's because you can come out the lane, you can teach, you can minister, go back in your lane. It's almost like you can come out, it ain't gonna make no difference, going back in your lane. That's the way it feels. You can come out, teach that thing, speak that thing, speak that spirit and truth. Get that food for the spirit. Get that food for the backpack. Get that word. Get that light. Go back to your lane. Here go my lane. Why? Wanting you to know that you have a lane. Understand that. So you can go out there and talk, but make sure you get back in your lane. So that leads me to also understand, no matter what you talk, your lane is over here. And where you're talking is over there. See, that's the power of who the Ruach is. He always going to have a ram in the bush. But I've learned that he always going to have a light on the earth. That means he's not going to let Satan have from, or I ain't going to say Satan, let's say sin and evil and wicked to have darkness from one end to the other. And then there's no light. That's where I can come and I can actually say that I do have the light. Why? Because he got a lane that he tells me to go in. So that lane is a place of security, assurance. You see? You over here? Go on over there. Talk. Give them all that you can give them. But don't forget, you got a lane. Because you over here talking. And you talking to brick walls. You talking to darkness. You talking to all kind of stuff. But guess what? It's okay. You're going to have to keep talking because you're still in the race. But guess what? I got you a lane. Get over in your lane. So that's what I have. That's that hope and that hope and that assurance that I know that I have a lane to go in, to run in. You see? And I like how he set it up like that, because that was my love to run track and run in track meets and stuff like that. So the way he has given me the way that he wants me to go, he made sure he set it up in a way of a race. So Yah is real, always been the individual in the spirit that would show an example how it is in the spirit. He would show it like it is in the natural, so you can see it in the spirit, and you can balance it out by saying, okay, well, yeah, I see it when I'm in the natural, and I see it when I'm in the spirit. You see, because I ran track, and I took on that in the flesh, like Peter. Peter was a fisherman. He said, I'm gonna make you fishermen of men. You see, but yet not in all he was fisherman of men, but the men that he was a fisherman of was spiritual. You get it? So it wasn't like fishermen of the worldly men. It was the spiritual men. You see, he was the fisherman. He said, I'm gonna make you a fisherman of men, because he was by nature a fisherman. And that's what I'm saying. By my nature, I love track and running track. Okay, so he put the same situation on me, as far as you got a lane, stay in your lane. You don't have to go over in this other lane. You don't have to go over here talking, running, minister, teaching, nothing. But because you're still in the race, it's okay. Just remember, you got a lane. And I give him all glory and honor and praise for that lane in which he has given me to run on this earth. On the earth have he given me this lane, but yet it is a lane of the spirit down here on the earth. Why? Because he says it need be. Because of this is another reason why I'm seeing what I'm seeing and wondering, well, why ain't they seeing it? Why ain't they getting it? Why ain't they preaching it? Why ain't they teaching it? And they got all these big positions, all these subscribers and likes, and people and they ain't teaching them anything to direct them in their inner man to he that is on the throne. Nothing. Sabbath day come up, and I see them pull up, talk, giving a message on Sabbath day. Wait a minute, you gave the message of the world all week long. Now you come on your Sabbath and give a message, and the message does not give y'all glory. And I'm confused about that, because I'm like saying, why is it these people don't magnify him? Why they don't glorify him? Why they don't let their message lead people to him? Why is it they don't turn the people's mindset away from the world and lead to the spiritual things of Yah? No, that Sabbath day, they come and still talking stupid stuff. They don't make no sense. And this has been going on for so long. Then you sit back, and I'm like saying, Father, is this really what it is? It is what it is. These things need be. The way that it is the way it's going to be. And it's not going to change. So if you are out here and you are practicing sin as if it's righteous, because that's what I see today, even evil, as if it's okay, because what is happening, it's like, to me, people think he's dead or he doesn't exist, just like all these other tribe of Judah is going over to the other deep end about this science and this Egypt thing, where they are the God, and the God that they serve is different from the God that's on the throne. They all are turning to that. But I'm looking at it and I'm saying, to me, I see them, they doing it. Who sent them here to do that in such a midnight hour? And they are geared to make sure they convince Judah of these things, and they're doing a good job. So I'm like saying, well, why is people going and believing that? It's because where we're at, people don't have the light leading them nor guiding them. They're guiding themselves and they're leading themselves. You see? So therefore, and it's okay for them to do that, because these are the things he says. These things need be. Do you know what? I just realized, can you all, I didn't even look into so you all can hear me. Wow. Wow. I didn't even have my wow. Wow. So he really wanted you to hear that because I didn't have it on. Oh my. Wow. Oh my. My. That is the first time that has happened. But I guess no one said anything, so I guess they could hear. Okay. Anybody in the live chat have any questions, or if you have uh, answers to questions, what do you all think about, or have y'all heard about the killings for the what is it, Juneteenth? And how do you? Okay, the question is, when stuff like this take place, what does that say about you as the tribe of Judah? See, we seem to think that they are doing us wrong, and they bothering us, and they saying we this and they saying we that. But when your own tribe are actually conducting themselves in a way that shows they have no connection to one another. So when they had this thing about Juneteenth, I don't know what that trash is. I can't even say what it is, but they put it on the calendar and they want everybody to use that as a day. Judah shouldn't have never ran out and grabbed that day, but that shows the mindset of Judah. I'm trying to figure out. It's part of it. It got to be, because I'm like saying it's a lady 34, and I think it's a lady 40, 41. They got killed. Why are you down there? And I sit back and I said, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I said. I went to around the corner from where I stay, and on Sunday they have concert, what you call concert. And you see the opposite race is the majority there. You don't see shooting, killing, fighting. But why do you get among Judah? And that's 100. Why is Judah men killing these women? Why ain't nobody preaching and teaching it? Why ain't these men on this devil platform making that wrong? Why ain't they making that wicked? Why ain't they making that evil? What is actually taking place? It's got to be the judgment of the Most High Yah. Because when they're finished, now watch this here. Say, for instance, this year alone, oh man, it is so many Judah men that have killed women for nothing. You don't ever have a reason to kill nobody. But let me tell you what happened. Somewhere along the line, it got to be a part of Yah's judgment, because it's going to backfire. I believe it's going to backfire on our men. If you read Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25, it sounds as if Yah already got it prepared, just like he got it prepared for Babylon coming down. He also has it prepared for Judah men to come down. And the way that he's saying it is, it's like he's going to purge the daughters, but it's going to destroy the men. And I can see why that need be. Now that I can see why it need be. Now we have women also killing their children, and it's a lot of them, young and older women. They're killing their children. But let me tell you, when the head is out doing something, everything under that one that Yah put as the first, the head. See, people don't know that Yah didn't say men were the head because he was a man. He spoke it in existence when he turned around and made man first in creation, and then crowned him. You see? And because of that, and gave him all the seeds in his womb to every male and female is in him. So when he is off course and destructive and evil and wicked, everything in his womb follow thereafter. See, a lot of you all don't know nothing about that. It's because you don't want to hear it. You not only do you want to hear it, you don't want to know what is spirit and truth. But this is the judgment, I think, that is being poured out. He's allowing them to do that because there's word that they're going to hate us for his name's sake. Now, hating us for his name's sake, they ain't going to know that his name's sake. They ain't going to be hating us because we are wrapped up in his name's sake. They're going to be hating our tribe and Israel, our tribe, Judah, for what they see in them do. That's why it's going to be on the four corners. As I enter into the store or I enter into somewhere else, somewhere, it's like it's starting to feel very uncomfortable being around anyone, even your own kind. When you get around your own kind, you know you're among your own kind. But when you're in a full denial that your own kind is doing the things that is contrary to what he that sits on the throne would do, then we have to stop trying to say that we the people and we the this, and that's us or that's us, adding ourselves to a how would I say, a nationality. Being in that nationality don't mean that you're born of the spirit. Being in that nationality is only about the flesh. It's only about the flesh. I come to understand it because every nationality is going to be in the kingdom. So what are we cutting up for? I don't get it. I don't get it. And when Yeshua was separating the sheep from the goat, he didn't have it based on what nationality here and what no, he didn't. He was doing what Yah had already ordered him before the foundation of the world. I'm going to let you separate the sheep from the goats and bring them to my kingdom, bring them to my throne. But what I'm saying to you is this: Judah is doing things out here, y'all. And I know a lot of y'all don't like Sister Deborah telling you about it. And that's because you are born of the flesh. See, spirit and truth rest in the light. That means it don't hide wicked, evil, destruction, sin, and all those. See, when you're born of the spirit, you hate the things of the other seed. You're one seed. You're the seed of the righteous. How can you love and care for or want to be a part of those that's not born of the spirit? Because he put intimacy there. Do y'all understand that? Intimacy was put there, and it means hate. Look it up. So he put the bar between. So when I sit and I'm looking out, I'm like saying, wait a minute, Father. Wait a minute, what's going on here? They making the right as if it's the left. How could this be? They making the left as if it's the right. How could they do that? How could this be? He said, Deborah, this stuff needs speed. It was already spoken that this would happen. But I'm like saying, well, Father, we in that day. Do they not know that they're making? And when we sit back and support them, saying, well, you ain't saying that about them, and you ain't saying, wait a minute, who is them? And when you say them, don't you know they too gonna be judged like you gonna be judged? Do you understand that? Do y'all understand that? In Yah, there's no prospective person. In Yah is spirits. Spirit of those beings and spirit of those beings. That means if Judah come up to the kingdom for judgment and the Europeans come up to the kingdom for judgment, y'all don't see them as European and as Judah. Say what you want all day long, what you want. If you think that the gates that has said been listed in the kingdom, I can guarantee you it ain't for you. Because there were those who did follow and obey the Most High Yah that was in Israel, that was Israel and Judah. So we can't just say that, okay, the whole heavens is going to be about Israel and Judah. I'm fed up with all of that, because with me, my question will be to the Most High Yah. After what these people and these characteristics down here on the earth, way before they got into captivity, they have been. For if they get into the kingdom, everybody in the world needs to get in there. Every murder, every thief, everything, rapist, everything needs to get into the kingdom. If you let Judah come into that kingdom and have eternal life, everybody needs to go, because they are the only people on this earth, Israel and Judah, that have forsaken Yah 100. So the only one that's going to come is the one that is the spiritual Israel. You really think that he that is born of the flesh is going on to the kingdom for eternal life? No, he ain't. That's why he already had wrote them in. That's why they were already born to be of the spirit. He's coming for a spiritual Israel, you guys, not for any and everybody. And that's why I sit back and I say, Father, people seem like they so numb to the reality. How is it that you were coming to get them and they so numb? He said, but don't forget, they're nasty, Deborah. They're nasty. You see what I'm going to restore. But only way I'm going to restore them, and they have no idea. But let me tell y'all, the only way he's going to restore you is you're going to have to be those that are born of the Spirit. It has to already be in you. You see, he's not going to restore Judah and Israel if they're not born of the Spirit. Only he that is born of the Spirit. So he's coming really for spiritual Israel, those that are of the Spirit. So when he's saying, if you seeing what you're seeing, Deborah, you need to spend more time connected to that narrow gate so you can get the fullness of it is what it's going to be. You ain't going to get them, Deborah, to go into the gate, the narrow gate. They can't go in. They haven't been assigned. You see? And that I can see. I can see it just as clear. And it's almost like, so what? I'm content where I'm at. Everybody, it seems like to me, I'm speaking as I said in the wilderness, as a student of the Ruach HaKodesh. You see? Seeing it like that, it just, it does something, because it's like you're saying, it's like, I guess I'm pretty much like he is. You know, this is what he's saying that they have done me. This is how they've done me since the beginning, Deborah. So just imagine you feeling it and you in the flesh. Yes, I reside in thee, but you feeling it, ain't you? Yeah, Father, y'all, I feel that thing. Does it get confusing? Yeah. But if it had not been for greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world, then I think I will be a cuckoo clock somewhere in a hole somewhere. Because the more and more I live and I see these things and I see nobody ain't talking about it. Do you know when Judah conduct themselves now watch this here. Watch this, y'all. Everybody who have a YouTube page should have been talking about how wrong Juneteenth, whatever that day was, and how people conduct themselves. Oh, every Negro, every melanated person on YouTube should have been talking about it. You ain't gonna get one. You ain't gonna get one, because they don't see nothing wrong with what they're doing or what they done. A lot of people lost their lives, but I'm just still saying some people were wounded. I think a couple of children was wounded, serious, I believe. But I know kids were hit too. But I'm just still saying. See? But let the Europeans put something on live. Every last one of these Negroes pick it up and run it day after day after day after day till they can run it to where they're not getting any likes and subscribers anymore. That's how bad it is. That's how I say when they put that album on, when Satan put that album on, everybody on YouTube started dancing. And I'm talking about Judah. Males and females, they just dancing all over the place because they're happy. They finna get some more extra subscribers. They got to talk about the fact that they put an album on that we can talk about. We're going to talk about it. But why ain't you talking about what took place? They ain't on here talking about it. And you know what? It should have been in every one on Sister Deborah's page 2 or 3 times. I just found out about it today. And that happened, and it wasn't even the day. It wasn't even the 19th. That happened, I think 3 or 4 days ago. About 3 or 4 days ago. Now, why would that happen? Juneteenth. And they keep adding that to it. And then you hear, they adding Juneteenth celebration to everything that you see Judah going to and participating in as a gathering. Why are y'all killing each other? Why? What is in our men that says, and our women, but I'm gonna say our men that says living, it's all about how I can take somebody else's life and not feel a thing. You tell me if that's not cuckoo clock, where people are doing things and don't have no feeling toward what they're doing. People are saying things and don't have none whatsoever feeling or reaction toward what they're saying and what they're doing. We got several brothers that have killed women lately right here on YouTube and Facebook. Lately. You don't hear the elders, nor the young men that have platforms, nor the ones that said they pastors, they lead, but let them say something about Biden and Trump. They're over here doing a video after video after video. Kate and Prince William. We got something to say. See, they want to tell you everything that's happening with everything. And that's, to me, that's y'all, that's dangerous. That if you don't see, to me, that's what I call purity darkness. It's where you don't hear what your tribe is out here doing. You ain't keeping up with the chaos amongst your own tribe, but you're keeping up with everything that somebody else nation has because you're only looking for your subscribers and likes so you can get a video uplifted. This is why I sit back and I say, see, when a European child is missing, teenager, young girl, young man, they out there searching, trying to find out, trying to make sure they ain't gonna let up until they get to the core of it. Where is our men? The father not looking, the grandfather ain't looking, the uncle ain't looking, ain't nobody looking. Now men don't pull up to do anything. Y'all, we in a dangerous, I think one of the most dangerous times on the face of the earth. And I say that because I know that the judgment of the Most High Yah is dangerous. And I actually I sit back and I say, now, if they got a missing child, bam, there they go, dead or alive, they got them. Us, we stand back, run to the attorney to try to get a man that's not even on your side. He's from some other country in Africa. Continent or someplace over there, but he always over here. He's over here, and as Al Sharp and Nim used to do, pull up when something happened, and he's always standing as the attorney to represent them. Baby, he on the other side. And them people so ignorant they don't even know it. But what happened? Where's that son? Okay, if that young man was missing, and he was driving a truck, and he went into a town, and they ain't seen him, and if they find him, first person should be looking for him is his own father, his own dad, his granddad, his uncles, his brother. Where are they? You ain't gonna get none of them looking for them. None of them. They won't look for. You're going to hear all those women in the back crying and hooping and hollering. Where are the men? Why ain't y'all out there looking for your brother, your nephew, your cousin, your uncle, or your son? And then y'all run around telling make somebody think somebody bothering y'all as a people. How's anybody bothering you? Bothering yourself and too ignorant to know that. You've been bothering yourself for a mighty long time and too ignorant to know it. So I'm with what that says in Deuteronomy 28. That's why I saluted that bad boy until they destroy. They need to be destroyed. They need to. Without a doubt. To me, as a blink of an eye, they need to. They need to be destroyed. They run around here and live like it ain't nothing. Don't have no problems with nothing. But you do have problems. He told these men to train your children up in the way they should go. If you didn't come up in the way, then therefore you have children, you train yours. This is why you see our people the way that they are. And no one's trying to say, well, why are we like this? Why are we? You would think that the 400 years would have done enough for us or to us. That's what you would think. You will think that how you have come to some type of outcome that, wait a minute, we got here like what? How we get here? We were cursed? Or what else? What else? After you get enough of that, you would think, well, wait a minute now, we need to go to the drawing board on ourselves. It ain't gonna do it. I see a little boy. If a little boy come up missing, them people be on it. They out there looking, trying to find out what's going on. They little girl out there, teenager out there, young woman out there. They out there looking in unity. If a young man get in Judah, ain't nobody out there looking. People out there hurting, crying and hooping and hollering. And then they wonder, how is it they use the media and how they inform everybody when there's, use a lie. Use a lie. You just not, it's nothing in your heart that caused you to be invested in your own tribe. This is how I know for a fact that Judith has real hardcore heart and heart. And I know for a fact that they thinking they getting up out of here and that he come to get them. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. And furthermore, I think what also Judith don't understand, and which is, if they already cuckoo clock, they ain't going to need to understand. They ain't going to see. That's why they don't have no feelings toward nothing that's going on in their nations and in their community. Look at all them camps that they formed. Look at all these pastors that have formed their little church form on little grounds of land. Look at all these ain't none of them doing anything to bring any light to anything that's being revealed or things that's actually happening amongst their own tribe. But what they did is, forget them. I'm going over here. We're going to have our own over here. No, forget them. I'm going over here. We're going to have our camp over here. Oh, we're going to have our camp over here. We over here in this state. We got our camp. And none of them can come on one accord. None of them can unite. None of them work together. None of them can pick up this book and come on one accord in their own study out of this book alone. They can't even come on to no one. They can't even come on to a oneness. So if that's the type of men that we as women and young men come out of, we ain't got no hope in none of that. That's why our hope got to be where he is, and him only. The Most High Yah is your only hope. If you're looking for on your left and your right, you go on, keep on looking. You keep on looking. A lot of you all can see right now in your household, a person is only where they at because you keep putting them there, just like Satan. Satan only getting power that you give him. You keep putting him up on pedestal. That's just like your household. It's being put up on a pedestal because that's what you want to put it, where you want to put it and make it look like it's at. And that's still not bringing any deliverance, even in your own household, nor among your tribe. It's still going exactly the way the Father said in Deuteronomy 28. And he said, whether they claim it or not, it shall come to pass. Because I claim the fact when I saw on there twice, and it says, and you would go mad at the sight of what you will see. Who are you talking to? You. He's talking to me. He ain't talking to you. That's when you hear me talking about what I'm talking about. That's exactly what he's saying. You're going mad for what you see, Deborah. So who y'all think he's talking to? Who do you think he's talking to in Deuteronomy? He ain't talking to you. It's not a bone in you that give a rat's behind about what's going on in Deuteronomy 28. And that's how it has been. Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 34. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 34. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy eyes. That means the natural eyes, which thou shalt see. Which thou shalt see. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 67. And this is where I know he's talking to me. And that's why I saluted and I have gotten the victory over Deuteronomy 28. It's when it said this as well. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 27. Listen to this. In the morning thou shalt say, would Yah it were evening. Y'all don't even understand that. You would never understand that unless I break it down. Let me say it again. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 67. In the morning thou shalt say, would Yah it were evening. And at the evening thou shalt say, would Yah it were morning. Do y'all know anybody? Nobody in the live chat could even break that down in spirit and truth. You couldn't break it down. You know why? What he's saying is that's for a certain person. Listen to what he's saying. See, this is where you know that Yah is wanting somebody like Sister Deborah to know what's going on. Because these things he's saying it to an individual. He ain't saying it to everybody. He said, in the morning thou shalt say, who is they? Would Yah it was evening. And in the evening thou shalt say, would Yah it was morning. For the affair of thy heart, wherewith thou shalt fear. For the fear of thy heart, wherewith thou shalt fear. And for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see. He's talking to me. He ain't talking to thee. Only one he's talking to is those he elect to understand it. Why are you telling it in Deuteronomy 28 that somebody gonna see this? Always got a ram in the bush. He always had and always will. He got a ram in the bush. The one that's in the bush is the one that's gonna be able to see it. See, that's another mystery. Because as he was talking about they're going to get destroyed. But then all of a sudden you pull up and say, but you will go mad at the sight that you would, at the sight of your eyes, in what you shall see. He's talking to me. That's why I can come back and keep telling y'all about Deuteronomy 28 and what's going on. Do y'all see it? Y'all don't see what's going on? You see anybody saying nothing? You see anybody teaching it? Because I'm going mad at the sight of what I can see. And the person that's able to see it are the elects that he's given the eye to see. Woo-wee! That's why y'all can't get it. That's why people are caught up in their life only, because they can't see nothing else outside of them, me, and mine's, and I won't. And don't even understand it. You're going to be right here on this land when it sink. With you, me, mine, I. So when reading Deuteronomy, I had to embrace that and salute that. Okay, I get it, Father. Saluting and saying, okay, Father, I get it. And what I'm saying is, Father, I get it in your spiritual understanding. I get it in your spiritual understanding. I get it in the natural too. But I wanted to salute it because I get it. There are going to be those at the sight of what they're going to see, they're going to be mad. And when it says in verse 27, in Deuteronomy 28 and verse 67, in the morning thou shalt say, would Yah, it is evening. That's me. I do it even right now, y'all. But I've been doing it for the last 3 years. Real bad. Now, I used to do it when I was a young girl. Real bad. I really do it now. Like, I'm right here talking to you all. When I get off of here, when the night comes, I be saying, I wish it was morning. I can't stop it. I can't control it. And when the morning comes, I wish it was evening. And I sit back, and when I read that, I said, Father, that came straight out of me. I know this, you talking to me. Because that exactly, see, I didn't even know that was in here when I read Deuteronomy 28, but by me saluting Deuteronomy 28, meaning I accept it for what Yah is trying to teach me that it is, then that's when he broke it down, showing me, see what I got in here? You know, you say that all the time. And I do. I do. I used to say it a lot when I was a young person, you guys. Y'all, I used to say it a lot. This same verse, I used to say it, not out of this book, but out of me did I say that. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why I felt like that, but I always did. But lately, in the last 3 years, I look for the night and wish it was morning. Look for in the morning, wish it was evening. I can't explain it. It's in me. It's something that's already in me that causes me to desire that, you know? And it's like, I'm going to tell you the truth. I say, Father, how long? How long this going to go on? I used to do this when I was young. This went on throughout my life, having that feeling. And here it is. I still do it. Not still. It stopped. I'm going to tell y'all something. It really stopped. For years. Raising my children and on for years. But in the last 3 years, it's back with that same mindset. At night, I wish it was morning. In the morning, I wish it was evening. I always had that in me. So that's something that he has already, how would I say it? That's planted in me. Another thing I wanted to share with you all, I think I've said this many a time. I remember when I could be able to come out of my body and float in midair. The last time I done it, I was 36 years old. And my sister and them was having the Easter egg hunt over to my place. And they had all the kids, and they were down in New York. And my sister went down to hide the eggs and everything. And then they gathered all the children, and they took the children down because the children were younger. And they took them down and to have the Easter egg hunt. I don't think it was no more than 5 children. And that was my oldest sister, both of my oldest sister. Matter of fact, all 3 of them, I think it was. And my youngest sister, and it was me. And they all came over for the Easter egg hunt over to my house. And I was 36 years old when the last time I was able to do it. I don't know why it was taken from me. I don't understand why was it removed. Did I do something, or was it because he had other things planned? I used to can pour my inner man out and float into the air, and no one could see me, but I could see myself. You see, I can see. I'm trying to figure out why my thing is crooked. Oh, there it is. I could see myself, and I always said, this is what I said. I said, now, here it is. I'm way up here, and they can't even see me. And I'm looking down at them. So I came out for a second, the second floor window in my daughter's bed. I remember going out of that, going down to where they had the Easter egg hunt, and just watching them have the Easter egg hunt from above them. I came out of who I am, my body, and did that. And I've done it. I did it again when I was out with my son, and he had his kite. And every season, kite season, I always believed in getting my children kites. We're going to go out and we're going to do this thing. All that sort of stuff I did. And this particular time, he had caught on to it and knew how to get it up high. And I was standing up looking, and I went up out of my body, went way above his kite, and was looking down at him fly his kite, and said to myself, I still remember it. He can't even see me. And I vowed to myself that if I ever get in trouble, I can just come out of my body and go above and see everything. I always said that I would do that if I had to. If I was in any type of danger, I can come up out of it and then be up in the air and then look down. I always said that if I had to get out of my body, this will be the time if I'm in some type of danger. And the last time I was able to do that, I did that many times. 36. I tried to do it with all that I feel that is in me, but I can't seem to understand why is it that I cannot do it anymore. I don't understand why I'm not allowed to do it. Just like when I used to go to when I was a child, I used to go to my mother, go to the store for my mother, and I always having to go to the store, run to the store, run to the store, run to the store. And it got to the point where I was stealing out of the store ice creams and putting them in my underclothes. So I think it was like a year something later. This elderly man said, "I've been seeing you on the camera. You were taking ice creams, putting it in your underclothes." And when he said that, I hung my head, and he didn't say nothing else. And I left, and I felt sad. But after that time, I began to ask the Most High. I said, "Father, please, Mama send me to the store. Can you give me some change?" Once he did it once, that was it for me. Ooh-wee! Every time I had to go to the store, I had money. He always, and it was so beautiful, y'all. It was so beautiful because it was always a pile of money. He didn't give me a few pennies, you guys. It even got into when I was a teenager, a freshman. I would win. I found $40 just sitting there. Like, why is this just sitting here? It's like it's sitting here for me. And then it was like 20 and 20, 20. Every time I go somewhere. But I always said, I'm getting ready to go here. I wish I had. Father, I wish I had. And he always showed up on time. Father, come on now. Come on now. And since then, I guess it's because that was only during the time I was like from 22 on down. After that, I tried it. It don't work. But I thank the Most High Yah for the time that he spent with me throughout my life, making sure I know that he was real. And I can give him glory and honor. That's why I don't allow people to tell me who he is and who he ain't. I've tried him for myself. I know what he can do. You see, I've seen his face to face more than once. I have testimonies upon testimonies behind testimonies. And, I know who he is and I know what he stands for and what he's really about. So I just thank him for that. But I was thinking, I said, boy, I sure would love to float in the sky some more. I'm not the shoe. I wasn't afraid or anything. It just wasn't in me to be afraid. And when I would say, Father, I need some money. Can you give me some money to get some candy at the store? And Mama's going, I'm going to go to the store for Mama. And I mean, oh, Father, yeah. Y'all, I cannot get on this platform and make you all think that he's less than what he has been and that he is, because he all that answer. That's the time. This is what I was explaining to you. This is during the time that he has spent with me as a young child. So that's what I say to you all. And see, back then it wasn't Yah. It wasn't so much as me saying God, 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 God. It was a relationship in the spirit realm that he had with me. He missioned me here. I didn't mission myself. I knew it got to a time, I think I was like 17. And I asked him, I say, I know that there's something that's tormenting me and that's causing me to feel this way. And I know that you are present. And please let me understand it. And it was a while, well, probably a month or two, something like that passed. And I was able to see that there was this big old thing around a big burning fire. And it was like a doll. that looks like me. And he was poking my hand, in my hand. And after the Father revealed that to me, bam, never again was I tormented in a way that I was. And I asked the Father, even like, not today, but in time past, why? He said he had his length of time to deal with me. After that, he already knew who you were, but he knew who you were going to be as well. You see? So he had his time, because I was, to me as a young girl, I was tormented. I was tormented by Satan. Tormented. Did he hurt me? Did he do things to me? No, no, no. But as a young person, I knew he exists. I knew his presence. I knew that I was special, that where he couldn't do certain things that he wanted to. I do know that. And this is the relationship my mom, this is not the relationship. This is what my mom can also tell people, that she's been like this since she was a young girl. She knew things. She told things that happened. She could see things, but she'll tell you I was tormented, because every night I would have to see y'all. Let me say this to y'all. At 7 and 8, I might have had 3 or 4 cross under my mattress. I believe in the Bible being under my mattress. I was a little girl. At nighttime, I would ask Mama, can I sleep with her and Dad? And as I got older and older, I slept in there with them. But then as I got older, I had to sleep on the floor. But it didn't. I'm kind of glad that I had that time. That time, I'm glad my mother was aware of it, because she's the one that can tell any and everybody. Oh yes, there was something going on when she was a young girl. You know, she could see things. She could, she can. And he tormented me like this, y'all. You go to bed, I'm gonna kill your mama, your daddy, your sisters, and your brothers. They're gonna be burning and hollering for you. That's the sort of torment he did. Go to sleep if you want. So what I did, y'all, now listen to this. Every hour in the midnight hour, from the nighttime, I'm running, checking the stove, the oven, running back upstairs, getting into bed. Hour pass by, get up, go back down, check it again, stop, go back up, come down. This is, just imagine. As a young person, that's what I had to do. Why? Because he was tormenting me, that he was going to allow the house to be on fire and everybody was going to die, and I was going to see them die. The bloody things that he would do, and the things that he would show, and the things that he would bring to my mind, it was so horrible, y'all. It was tormenting me. And I did. The moment I can remember saying to the Father, why are you allowing him to do that to me? And then when he showed me this big old head, he had a big old gray head, but he was dark in a place where a big old pot where it had fire all around it. But he had the doll in his hand, tormenting me with a pen. After that time, push, never had any problems after that time. I confronted Yah regard. At that time, it was a God. And why are you letting him do this? You know, this is going, because it was a non-stop, y'all. It was non-stop. It wasn't like one day out of this week, maybe not the next one day out. It was every day. So when I see here, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 27, in the morning thou shalt say, would Yah it were evening. That's the way I thought when I was a little girl. I couldn't wait to the evening to be the morning, and the morning, the night will be the morning, and the morning to be the evening. I can't explain it. All I know, it was so drilled in me. So when I see this here, And I see that that's what I'm doing today, is waiting for the night and hoping that the night hurry up and it's morning. So it's that same thing. You see? So it ain't as like I was tormented back then, but it's still that and this came around about 3 years ago, where I'm hoping that the night it become morning real soon, and the morning becomes the evening. That's just something that had been in me in the last 3 years. But it's not a torment. It's not tormenting me like it was when I was a little girl. So I think that was during the time I believe he was molding and shaping me where he wanted me to be. And with him doing all of that, he never let anyone come up on me. I'm telling you, nobody. Nobody bothered me. If anything, I can't. I ain't gonna say I can't explain it, because I have. Everybody was more fearful. Fearful. Elementary, high school, they were more fearful of me. Always, males and females. Always. Not because I spoke, I talked, I said anything. And until I was a certain age, the father come tell me he had a hedge around me. I said, that's what they was afraid of then. That's what they were talking about. That's why it was the hedge itself that caused them to fear me when I was a young in elementary and in high school. So people, when I got to high school, they said, "I better not mess with that girl. That girl will tear you up." And they ain't seen me fight, but yet they said it. You see what I'm saying? Just it was just a way of. I guess it was like they said, "Well, Yeshua, when he came, they was trying to kill him before he came out of her womb." You see, and just saying things because they don't know, so they just say what they think they know to make them feel content with what they think they know. And these were children, and I'm like saying, I look back at it and I say, the father say, if any of them ever say anything, tell them, when have their own eyes seen? And I said, I never would have thought of that, Father. He said, yeah, that's what you do. You asked them, when did you see what you say that I am? And he said, it shut them down. I never thought of it like that, because they won't be able to say, when you was like this, because I saw. He said they ain't gonna see it because it wasn't there. Ain't that deep? So I believe that hedge has always been around me for a day as this, for him to have instilled all that he has instilled in me. It has also helped me to not turn to the face of people who are the leaders and the pastors, the bishops, the prophets, the apostles, the evangelists, because throughout that whole stage coming up, I learned them. I learned so much about them. I knew what they was going to speak when they spoke, you see, and I was able to discern them. Now, today I find out, and when I say today, in the last couple of weeks, why was the world and how did they get away with keeping it away from people? It doesn't matter, because it's a part of getting your flesh under the subjection to your spirit. When you get one that your flesh under the subjection to your spirit, then therefore your flesh become a mini me of your spirit. It becomes a mini me of your spirit, but it doesn't. It's not that it don't sin. It just becomes a mini me because it's under the subjection to your spirit. So what I decided to do is saying to you all that I just learned this here a couple of weeks ago. Empath, an empath. I was trying to understand, how could an empath have the authority, not the authority, the power to be what it is without the spirit. I'm like saying, wait a minute. This sounds like something over here in the spirit realm. And why is the world calling it this instead of just saying that it's a part of the spirit? It's confusing, y'all. Go study it. It's Impath. So I, Sister Deborah, believe that I am what the world call empath in the flesh. But in the spirit, I'm called as a servant of the Most High Yah, a prophetess. To me, I got the best of it all because I can't fail in that area. I can't come short. I'm sitting here like about 3 weeks ago. I told my son he's up in Columbia, somewhere in Columbia. Is it Columbia, Arizona? I don't know. Somewhere gone. Oh, Father. And I remember telling him, I know you better than you know yourself. And he normally don't be as quiet. It just threw him totally off. He's heard me say that before, but this time it threw him off because the way I broke it down. And once I heard about empath, I realized, wait a minute, that's it. That's a part of it. And see, when you are an empath in the flesh, it carries like characteristics of the spirit. And I'm trying to figure out, why is it that the world, new people, have this ability and no one says anything? I believe because a person that's an empath, they too have some sort of spiritual connection to the Most High Yah. I really do. Because I was trying to battle with the type of person that I am in feeling people. Like a lot of times I've been on this platform and I tell y'all, I know what, I don't have to be where you at. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're feeling. What people don't understand is, in the world, they call that an empath. So they separate the empath for the flesh to be something different, but it carries similarities of the spirit. So I believe it's when the spirit has gotten the flesh under the subjection to what it is, and the flesh can find the gifts that has been given to it under this word that the world called empath. Because to me, for both of them to work together, like I am an empath in the flesh and I am a servant of the Most High Yah, a prophetess in the spirit, where can I go wrong? Where can I go wrong? You see, and I kind of look at it and I say, you know what? I start to say, I was going to get me a card saying that, or a plaque that says that. And I said, no, I'm just going to be that, because now it makes me understand how I can know at the level of how I know. The spirit gives me the gift, and then turn around. You train, not train, but you're giving it in the flesh. How could that be? How could that be? It's because I believe who you are in the spirit that allow you to have that ability in the flesh. And the world calls it empath. Okay. So if you ever look that up and see if you could hear people tell you who these type of people are, and it's going to take you, you're going to say, oh, wait a minute, that don't sound like somebody who's in the flesh. That sounds like somebody in spirit. But I believe it's a connection with each other. So I can understand who you are in the spirit. When you're telling your son, you know him better than he know himself. See, he didn't understand that, okay, you probably started learning yourself. You didn't know yourself when I knew you. You start learning about yourself as you got, a child, 4, 5, 6. That's when they can go back and remember. So when I knew you before then, okay? And the thing about it is, the empath can discern your emotions, your feelings. You see? It can discern all of that. That's what an empath is. And the empath tends to want to help you where you are hurting or where you are weak. And that's who I have always been. And I just think of that. And I said, that is off the chain. And I said, I'm not going to get too embedded in that. I'm going to get more so into just believing that everything Yah has orchestrated from the beginning to the end. Everything is there for a reason. I first thought that I would be getting out of here, but now I'm wondering, is it because you keep pouring out what you're pouring out in me? Is that the reason? Is that I'm going to be here for other things that's about to take place? Because I've seen what's taking place now. I ain't gonna lie. I see it. I ain't gonna sit here and say, Father, no, I don't see it. Oh, no, it ain't hit my family yet. No, it don't have to hit my family. I see it, the judgment, the wrath. So I believe that there's something else that's taking place that's going to require a light in the midst on this earth. And I really believe, and y'all ain't coming down to be the y'all light. He's going to let you use what he got down here. He going to let you see what he got down here. So a lot of people might be looking for another this and another that. See if you can find it in darkness. Because what I'm seeing on this platform is how people are taking all this stuff and about the world and making videos after videos after videos. But when it come down to trying to cover anything in their own tribe or amongst their own nation of people, they won't. So you're thinking that because you melanated, you got the melanated skin, that everybody is for you. Everybody's on my side. Huh. I guess those that's out there killing one another, they tell you the truth. We ain't on nobody's side. We like this. We killing up. And who put the guns out there for them to do it? You can't blame the one that's sitting the guns out there. You got to blame the one that used the guns, because it ain't go. The one that's sitting the gun is going to be judged for his part, but the one that shoot the gun is going, his part is going to be eternal. You see why? Because he's used it to take someone's life, kill. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, I hope you got something out of it. But believe me, or believe me not, that your evil, your sin, your wicked, and all these hidden secret of who you are, they're going to pull up at the throne of the Most High Yah, because your spirit going to pull up the ways of your flesh right before the throne. And I, Sister Deborah, hope you got something out of it. And I say to you, I'll see you again. Shalom and shalom.